So Ixia has received a solid buff, and what I like the most is the reduced cooldown of her ultimate. I've noticed even before that she's already strong, especially when her ultimate is available and her positioning is good. The only issue was that the cooldown was just too long, but now it's reduced by 12 seconds on all levels, which means you can use it more often, and there will be times when your ultimate might go to waste. But now it's not such a big deal anymore if you mess up. And for Miya, Hanabi, and Layla users out there, since you're already using low mobility heroes, why not use Ixia instead of the trash trio Marksman? She's much better and stronger than those three. Her ultimate can outrange all of them, and she's stronger in team fights. She also has faster movement speed and built-in lifesteal, which is really great in the early game because it makes it easier to outplay enemies. I'll be able to kill Beatrix here thanks to my teammate Kalea. We actually had a jungler Jask in this game, and I've been seeing a lot of unorthodox lineups lately after the lane selection update. But I just realized that this update doesn't really favor solo players. It's more advantageous for duos and trios, because their roles are locked in. That's why if you want to be a gold laner, you really need to have a duo or trio. If you're solo, there's basically no way you'll get the gold lane because there are so many gold laners right now, and almost all duos or trios lock in gold lane. The problem is that you're required to choose at least 2 lanes, and EXP lane and roam are pretty much the only roles you're guaranteed to get as a solo player. Anyway, I learned something about Ixia here. The second skill plus flicker combo doesn't work. At least we learned something. Another big issue is that solo players still get matched with duos or trios, which is actually unfair. It should be solo players only. That's why there's no way you'll get the gold lane if you're playing solo. I thought this was the update I've been waiting for, that I could finally use fighter gold lane without worrying about teammates stealing the lane and picking a marksman. But it's not. Because if I'm playing solo, and I get matched with a trio or duo, I'll never get the gold lane. My only chance is if all of us are solo players, but that rarely happens. Probably less than 5% of the time. That's why in this game I queued with someone just to secure the gold lane. That's the only way I can get the role and try out the newly buffed marksman. I really hope in the next update, they allow us to select only one lane. Or if you're solo, you should only be matched with other solo players. Comment down below if you're a solo player or if you usually play with teammates. I just want to know how many of you are solo players and can relate to the struggles I'm facing with this new lane selection system. But if you're a roamer or EXP laner, you probably don't have much of a problem with it. I know that because every time I play solo, there's usually only one person picking those roles. Here's another game, and this time, my lane opponent is Hanabi. What's funny is that a lot of people commented on my last video when I used Hannabi. I only used that hero because many of you requested it, not because I wanted to. And just because I won that game doesn't mean she's strong, or that you should start using her. She's still one of the most useless heroes in Mobile Legends right now. We won that game not because of Hanabi, but because of my teammates. And also because it was me who was playing her. I also noticed in my games here that my settings were actually more suited for fighters, and it turns out marksmen need a different setup. Some heroes really require specific settings for you to fully maximize their potential, like Wan Wan and Moskov, for example. Ixia is incredibly strong at bullying in the early game because of her passive, and she can easily dominate almost every marksman. The only real downside is her low mobility. She doesn't have any dash skills. But hey, if we compare her to the trash trio marksman, she's definitely the better choice. Just look at the Hanabi I'm laning against. Even with a good setup from her tank, she's still completely useless and super easy to kill. And even without mobility, if an assassin gets close to her, As long as she manages to trigger her passive, she can definitely fight back, even while just standing still. I just drew a line here where Lucas isn't allowed to cross, and look, he actually got trapped. I could have gotten a savage here if I didn't tank the turret damage. This enemy Cyclops is hilarious. His skills just keep coming back to him. Tigreal had an amazing set here. We would have been wiped out if he went for a damage build. Lesson learned. If you're using a tank setter, go for an assassin build. I thought I was going to get a maniac, but turns out I didn't make it in time. I was about to wipe out the enemies here, but turns out they were already gone. And when the turret started targeting me, I quickly ended the game so I wouldn't die. As usual, Hanabi users are part of the dark system. And here's another dark system. This time I'm laning against a Layla. Layla is absolutely useless when up against Ixia. These are the kind of players who probably got a savage using Miya or Layla back when they were still beginners fighting bots, and then never bothered to learn other heroes. They refuse to try anyone else because they think the hero they're using is already super strong. One thing I noticed about Ixia is that her mana drains pretty fast, so you might want to try using the Inspire Tier 1 talent on her. The good thing is she doesn't really need lifesteal items, since her passive already gives her enough sustain. And I think lifesteal items don't even get triggered by her passive. Same goes for crit. Her passive doesn't crit, which is why you'll notice that no one builds critical items on her. Her build is a mix of burst and attack speed. Also, the golden staff is useless for her. That was a super solid ultimate from our mage. I was clearly the main target there. Ixia's passive is so unfair if you don't have a Lifebane item. Her HP just suddenly goes back up, which is why Lifebane items are still really important in every match. There are just too many heroes right now with strong sustain. I just wanted to push this mid lane turret, but I didn't realize there were no minions left and my teammates had already backed off. I even thought it was Gatot-Kacha's Revitalize that popped up. Turns out it was Uranus. It would have been fine even if I died there as long as I got the turret, but I didn't. Then here I thought I was just about to kill Sun's clone, but it turns out it was actually his real body. And Layla is really pitiful here. She's just getting tossed around and can't do anything about it. Oh well, I thought I could get a savage there, but my teammates were too eager to end the game. Probably their first time winning. They were scared the game might get turned around.